Alright, so today I'm going over UFC 298, Volkanovski vs. Topuria. I'm going to be giving my predictions for the full main card. So let's get started. First fight on the main card, Anthony Hernandez vs. Roman Kopylov. I definitely didn't pronounce that right, but who cares? Um, I think the winner of this definitely has a lot of potential at middleweight. Maybe not title aspirations, but they could definitely be a top contender. So Anthony Hernandez, he's more of a grappler. Well, not more of a grappler. He is a grappler. He's got some good submissions. He sets a good pace, and he's a solid grappler, you know. And he's won his last 4 fights. 3 of them were finishes, I think. So he's on a pretty good streak right now, and he's ranked. He's number 15. Roman Kopylov, definitely didn't pronounce that name right, but he's a great striker. His takedown defense, I think it was the fight or the fight before that, looked decent, but it was against someone who was not Anthony Hernandez. Whoever that guy was, I don't know who it was, that tried to take down Roman, is not near the grappler of Anthony Hernandez. So this is an interesting test to see where Roman's Kovalov's fucking takedown defense is now. Because in the past, I'm pretty sure he's lost a fight or two due to getting taken down. So if he's able to fix that issue, he's going to be a problem for a lot of people in this division. But he's just got to fix it. And we'll see if he did. If this fight stays on the feet, Roman is going to beat the living shit out of Anthony Hernandez. Roman is a fucking monster on the feet. Against cans, he's definitely been fighting cans so far. But if it can translate against a ranked fighter, he can defend the takedowns, keep it on the feet, do what he does against these cans, do it against Anthony Hernandez. This guy's a real problem at middleweight. A real problem. Maybe not a champion, but if he's able to run through Anthony Hernandez, he's going to win his next couple fights, definitely. But if Anthony Hernandez wins, he's no joke too. He's looked very good in his last couple fights. If he's able to beat a young up-and-coming star like Roman, he's probably going to get a big fight up the rankings. So, yeah, but this fight, honestly, I think it's 50-50. I think it's a 50-50 fight. But if I have to choose, I'm going to pick Roman because Anthony Hernandez did get finished with the body shot from Kevin Holland. That was the last fight he lost before his 4-fight win streak. So, I'm going to pick Roman Kopylov to win this. Probably by stoppage, but it's 50-50. It can go either way. I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Hernandez won. It's really a 50-50 fight, but if I have to choose, I'm going with Roman. But there's a lot of unknown factors with this fight, and we'll see them when the fight happens. Next fight, Henry Cejudo versus Merab. Now this fight I don't think is 50-50. It could be competitive, but I'm giving it to Merab. Man, Henry Cejudo, alright, so he came off a long layoff and he fought Aljo. It could go two ways. Maybe because he came off the long layoff and he's got the ring rust off, or the octagon rust off. Maybe he'll be better this time because he already got the ring rust off. Or maybe he just lost, he's getting older. He'll be in a downwards, he'll be going down. He will be just getting worse and worse every fight. I don't know, we'll see. But either way, Merab is no joke. This guy's pace is insane. He won't stop. Nothing you can do will stop him unless you knock him out or submit him. You have to finish him to stop him. If not, if he shoots 3 takedowns in a minute and fails, he's going to shoot 4 the next minute. Nothing you do, unless finishing him, can stop this guy. The pace he's going to put on is insane. Can Henry Cejudo stop the takedowns and then do good enough on the feet to win a decision or knock him out? I don't know. We'll see. I just think Henry Cejudo defended a couple takedowns, but Rob ain't going to stop. And for a guy like Henry Cejudo, who's getting older, I don't know about the age. Merab's not a young guy too, but man, Merab's a lot more hungry. Henry Cejudo's already got the belt. He's already done everything. Merab, he's hungry. He's not gonna stop. He's just gonna keep going. I'm picking Merab, but Henry Cejudo is a legend, so he could get this. But I'm going with Merab. Next fight, Jeff Neal versus Ian Gary. This is a good one too. You know, you got Ian Gary who's undefeated up and coming. Jeff Neal, he's been around a little bit. He's not old, but he's not exactly young. And he's fought a lot of people. You know, his last fight was against Shavkat. He did pretty decent in that fight. He made it a war, but I think Ian Gary might be a better striker than Shavkat. A pure striker, I think Ian Gary might be better than Shavkat. This whole fight is going to take place on the feet. So with the Shavkat fight, Shavkat was just running in, swinging with Jeff Neal. Shavkat didn't care. He's a madman. And Ian Gary can't do that. He doesn't have the chin to do that. I know his chin hasn't been tested that much, but it was against that one dude. I forget his name, but it was a guy that Ian Gary fought right before D-Rod. So, yeah, Ian Gary, I don't think he's got the chin. I don't think he's as tough as Shavkat. I don't think he'll be able to run in and just start swinging with Jeff Neal and then finish him later on the fight. I think Ian Gary's going to play this a little bit more technical, and I think he's going to pick apart Jeff Neal. I think Ian Gary's probably going to win the decision. I mean, he could set something up and catch him and beat him or finish him, but I think most likely Ian Gary's going to win the decision. But, hey, Jeff Neal, he's no joke. Maybe he catches him. Jeff Neal, he does have a lot of power. So maybe he catches Ian Gary and knocks him out. Ian Gary's young. He could make a mistake. He's not as experienced as Jeff Neal. So, yeah, but this should be a very good fight. I'm very excited for this one. But I'm going to give it to Ian Gary. I think it's close. I think it could. Jeff Neal definitely could win. But, man, Ian Gary's striking is insane. This guy's got great striking. So he probably just picks Jeff Neal apart and wins the decision. I don't think he beats the shit out of him as bad as he beat Neil Magny. He beat the fuck out of Neil Magny. But Jeff Neal's good. And so is Ian Gary, but I'm picking Ian Gary. Next fight, Whitaker versus Costa. I'm picking Whitaker. Listen, if you look at Costa's last 3 fights, he didn't look good in any of them. So yeah, in Costa's last 3 fights, he didn't look good in any of them. He couldn't even finish chinny Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold got no chin. Costa was landing big shots on him, and he couldn't finish him. Luke Rockhold was also landing huge shots on Costa. If Luke Rockhold can piece you up, what do you think Whitaker's going to do? Look at Costa's fight against Vettori and look at Whitaker's. Fucking Whitaker was just so much better than Vettori. He was just on a whole nother fucking level. He was just on a different level, bro. With Costa, he was fucking he got his ass beat by Vettori. Like, what are we talking about, man? I'm saying if Whitaker shows up as his normal Whitaker, he wins this. But my only concern is if Whitaker's washed. If Whitaker's washed, maybe Costa fucking runs through and knocks him out. But even with that, Costa's power isn't as good as people think it is. Apart from the Romero fight where he knocked Romero down, that's the only instance he showed of like really good power. And his knockouts too. But in the Luke Rockhold fight, he didn't have power. In the Izzy fight, well, he didn't get to showcase anything because he just got embarrassed. Worse than Izzy's embarrassed anybody. But overall, I'm picking Whitaker. I mean, I might have been exaggerating of how bad Whitaker's going to beat him. But I'm picking Whitaker unless he's washed. I think the only way Costa wins is if Whitaker's washed and the Jerkis fight changed him. But I'm picking Whitaker. I think I was talking a little bit too confident because I'm going to look an absolute fucking idiot if Costa wins. But I'm saying it right now. If Costa wins, Whitaker's washed. Because I think that's the only way Costa can win. Alright, the main event. Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilia Topuria. I'm going with Volk. I get it. Volk just got knocked out in his last fight by Islam. But Ilia Topuria isn't Islam. Islam is 10 times the fighter that Ilia Topuria could ever be. But what does concern me, it doesn't concern me that the fact that Islam was able to knock out Volk. What concerns me is the effects of that. Because Volk is taking a short notice, well, this fight isn't short notice, but Volk is taking a quick turnaround. He's taking a quick turnaround after getting knocked out, and Volk is getting up there in age, and knockouts like this, when you're this old, really change you. So, if this knockout changed Volk, and Ilia Topuria definitely has a lot of power, maybe Ilia catches him and knocks him out, but Volk's mindset looked good. He looked like, he looks prepared, he looks ready, he looks like he knows what he's getting into. I think Volk's got this, man. I think they're both super well-rounded fighters, but I think Volk's a little better everywhere. I think on the ground, Ilia ain't taking Volk down, and I think Volk can take Ilia down, and once he's already taken him down, he's going to be on top. There might be a little bit of grappling, Ilia might try and do something, but then they'll get up. Volk would have already won that grappling exchange, and then on the feet, I think Volk will do good enough. I think Volk might school him a little bit. Listen, this fight, I wouldn't be surprised if Ilia won. I wouldn't be super surprised. But I am picking Volk. I think if Volk, no matter if this was before the Islam head kick KO, I would 100% pick Volk to smoke Ilia. Or not smoke, beat him. Definitely pick him. I wouldn't be concerned. But the only thing that concerns me is if that knockout changed Volk. If that knockout changed Volk, then we might be looking at a new champion. But I think he's fine. I think he'll be fine. If anybody's going to break that 35 and older curse, it's going to be Volk. I mean, Volk, he started his MMA career late. People that start their MMA career late usually can keep going until they're like 40. I think Volk's got a couple years in him. I think he's going to school Ilia Topuria. And Ilia Topuria's been real confident. It's going to be different when Volk's in his face, man. Volk is an insane fighter. This guy's good everywhere. Don't forget in the first Islam fight, he gave Islam a run for his money. And Islam's basically the unbeatable fighter. I mean, if you could make an unbeatable fighter, it would be Islam. And Volk was almost able to beat him. Or not almost, but he was able to make a very competitive fight, which I don't think a lot of other fighters can do. And just look at his run at featherweight, man. Look at how he schooled Max Holloway. Max Holloway is regarded as the best boxer in the UFC by a lot of people. Volk shut him down in 50-45 then. And if that same Volk shows up, if he did like that same skill level, not the same game plan, because that game plan wouldn't work that well against Ilia Topuria, but if that same skill level, that same fight IQ, he's able to make decisions at quick and adjust to what Ilia is doing, I think he should beat him. I think he should definitely take him to school. But let me know what you think in the picks. Put your picks in the comments below. Like, subscribe, comment, all that.